Hey everybody, welcome to episode 15 of Let's Play Kerbal Space Program. In this episode, we're landing on the moon. I made a slight modification to this ship, reconfigured the tanks slightly, didn't change the number of tanks at all, it still has 4. I just made sure that we have a center tank here with the Spark liquid fuel engine, and then these tanks cross-feed into it with these little cross-feed guys. So this is essentially the same. This is with the exception of that little modification, this is the same ship that we almost didn't make it and almost had a disaster with in episode 14. So here we are with Valentina in the cockpit. We will go ahead and let's launch the thing. The same launch as before. We're going to get this thing up to a 72 by 72 orbit. Start shoving this thing over in a somewhat, maybe a little bit controlled manner. Okay, staging's off. Everything's nice and stable. We're going to get this underway. I'll catch you guys when we're... I don't know. I think I'll just catch you guys when we're on our way to the moon. Okay, so here we are. Pretty close to the moon. Orbital plane's looking good. Now what we could do is once again get ourselves aligned for these objects. Below GHB. That's that one. Above 360T. And this is what? Above 10,100. Yes, if we face north, I believe we can bend this thing to a polar orbit. So we'll go ahead and do that. Doesn't take much energy at all to do this. Now we face orbit anti-radial, which is basically to say we face inward, and bring our periapsis down. To something like 15 kilometers. Okay. Standard procedure at the periapsis. Has us circularize. Like so. Let's go ahead and get facing this maneuver node. And warp to our next maneuver. So here we are a minute away from this maneuver to circularize. We'll worry about the rest in a bit. Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5. Oh, estimated burn is longer than it had anticipated. That's okay. We just face retrograde, we're good. One, 0. And this is a crew report in space flight above 10,100. All right, so yeah. Let's go ahead and keep on bringing this periapsis down. Or apoapsis, I should say. About there. And then a little orbit anti-radial fix. Just to even up those two. Okay, what's our periapsis? Our periapsis right there is 8,000 meters. That could be pretty good for this one. Location zone. Above 10,100. All right. Well, here's what we need to do. We're going to decouple this thing. We'll throw it off radially. Just like that. I do not want to decouple this top stage just yet. I'm going to activate this. And we'll get our orbit circularized. So we're heading down. And we need to raise the periapsis while simultaneously lowering the apoapsis. So that is a orbit radial out. Oh, we need some torque. Let's get radial out. Make sure this gimbal is locked. I don't like using gimbals in the current version. Just going to move the apoapsis closer to us and then burn prograde. To get the apoapsis or periapsis up where I want it. Okay, that's that. Now, let's fast forward to this zone and get this contract done. It's a reminder for a nightly meeting. Okay. We're entering the zone. We know, whoa, frames, that they want a crew report. One crew report. Reset that. And that completes that contract for another 114,000 funds. Okay. I kind of want to do those and get those out of the way as well. But that'll take some Delta V to get the old plane change done. Maybe I do that when I come back up. This is a funky orbit. That's right. Okay, we're going to do a landing. We're going to go ahead and get set for a landing. So, this ship will stay up here for us to fly to and use as a recovery vessel. This guy is going to do the landing. So we're going to click on a hatch. Click on a hatch. There it is. Transfer. Transfer her to there. Valentina, you're getting ready to land. In fact, we're going to have you land. You're headed north, so you might as well land in that crater. Let me double check that there isn't already a flag there. Ah, there is. Okay, that's a terrible crater. Ooh, here we go. We'll land there. trying to think of which radial this is. Yeah. It's the right one. We're going to land in this crater up here. Just use a little bit of fuel getting this twisted around. There we go. That should be good. How's our orbit? 14 by 13. Yes. Looking nice. Okay. All right. Let's quick save that. Everything is all set. This is now the landing module. Retrograde. Full power. Into this flat spot of the crater. Something like that. Add a maneuver here to hit the brakes. And we know that it takes us 1 minute and 21 seconds to stop. So we'll just fast forward to about 2 minutes away. Oh my goodness, all these frames. Just barely skirting the edge of this thing. And we are decelerating for a landing. Get the landing gear cycled. Get ourselves rotated around where control makes sense. Turn, 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 turn. Yep. About like that. And we're now hitting the old brakes coming down. Are there any mystery goo observations we can do here? Yes. We have in space near the moon that we can capture. Pressure data? Nope, reset that. Materials bay. Reset that. Okay, I'm now going to skip this and just let this thing come to a stop. This is a pretty uneven terrain here. I hope I didn't wildly underestimate the delta V for this thing. I calculated it. I wonder if that map, how off what that map was. Okay, materials-based study. Keep that data. Mystery goo. Keep that data. Temperature. Keep it. Log pressure. Keep that. Crew report. Keep that. Well, we couldn't... EVA, Moon's polar crater. Store that experiment. take a surface sample, keep that data, get an EVA report, keep that data. And get back in the cockpit. Down, down. Grab. Grab. Climb down. On board. Okay, now the problem is we took way more fuel than I thought we were going to take to do this thing. My calculation must have been off somewhere. I don't know what it was. Well, quick save this just in case of disaster. Yeah, we don't have the... God dang it, we don't have the fuel. To get into orbit. So, I've managed to strand another Kerbal on the moon with a whole bunch of science. I am very curious. Space Center. So I'm just actually doing a quick check to find out what it was about this thing that had some little delta V. I needed like 1200 something to do this mission. 2.8 divided by, let's empty those, empty this one, divided by 2.0 times, or I'm sorry, times 1. Natural log times 9.8 times 300. Oh, it only had 989 delta V. Dang it! It needed about 1200. Shoot. So basically, in order for this to have worked, we need another fuel tank. Oh my gosh. Alright, let's break in here and we'll get this ready for next episode. At least we can do that, right? Hopefully. Get right in there. Fuel cross feeds to the center tank. We'll set that as the route. That way we can take a look. At this by itself. Okay. .1 divided by 2.1 natural log times 9.8 times 300. 1,145 is still not enough. But that's okay. We know we can stuff more stuff on here, so we'll just keep on doing that until we get it right. How much is that? That's 18 times 6. Well, 18 times 7. 126 liquid fuel. So, I'm curious. Fuel tanks. 126. That's only 45. 720. That's massive. So it's basically 3 of these instead. $45 plus 18 times 4. 117. Calculate the delta V. 3.5. 3.5 divided by 2.2. I like it. Better mass to full to empty mass ratio. Natural log times 9.8 times 300. And we get 1365 delta V in this mission, and this craft. Which should be enough to land on the moon, provided this engine doesn't need to do anything else, like reach orbit or anything stupid like that. Grab those. We'll need to redo that. We should edit this fairing. Close it there. And put in some structurals. And we do know of one staging fix that we need to make. Couple of staging fixes. That's all good. That's good. That's fine. All right. Had some edits and stuff to do on this. Yeah. That's going to be it for this episode. Tune in to episode 16 when I finally actually land on the moon. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.